Nestled in the rugged hills of northern England, St. Agnes Convent stood as a bastion of piety and solitude. For decades, its nuns lived in quiet devotion, their days filled with prayer and service, shielded from the outside world. The convent's stone walls echoed with hymns, its routines unbroken, until one crisp autumn morning when everything changed. The chapel bell tolled for dawn prayers, and the nuns filed in, their gray habits rustling softly against the cold floor. Mother Superior Clara, a woman of gentle strength, led the service, her voice steady as she recited the liturgy. But a sudden cry shattered the silence. Sister Rose, just 20, clutched her stomach and crumpled to the ground. The nuns froze, gasps rippling through the pews, as Sister Edith rushed to Rose's side, her hands trembling. Rose's face was pale, her breathing shallow, her hands pressing against her abdomen in quiet agony. "Help her to the infirmary," Mother Clara ordered, her calm voice masking the dread creeping into her heart. Sisters Jane and Margaret lifted Rose gently, guiding her away as whispers of confusion filled the air. No one spoke the unthinkable aloud, but a shadow of doubt had already begun to settle over the convent. An hour later, Dr. Thomas Hale, a trusted physician for the local clergy, emerged from the infirmary, his face grim. "Mother Clara," he said softly, hesitating as he met her steady gaze. "Sister Rose shows signs of pregnancy." Clara's breath caught, her voice firm but strained. "That's impossible. No man enters these walls." "I know it sounds mad," Dr. Hale replied, wiping his brow. "But the symptoms are clear. Her body tells the tale." The room grew still, the weight of his words pressing down like a storm cloud ready to burst. "We must examine them all," Dr. Hale insisted, his tone urgent. "This cannot be ignored." Mother Clara nodded slowly, her mind racing, unable to fathom how such a thing could happen in their sacred home. Word of Rose's condition spread quickly, and as examinations continued, the truth grew even more bewildering. 4 more nuns, Sisters Edith, Grace, Lily, and Anne, showed similar signs, their bodies betraying an impossible secret. Mother Clara felt the ground shift beneath her, her faith tested by a mystery she could not unravel. Outside, whispers reached the nearby village, tales of scandal twisting into rumors of sin and curses. The news climbed the ranks to Bishop Roland, a stern figure known for his iron grip on church purity. His office in the cathedral thundered with his outrage. "This is an abomination. The convent is tainted." Father Daniel, a young priest, dared to speak. "Your Grace, we don't know the cause. Could there be more to this?" Roland's eyes narrowed, his voice cutting. "There is no more. They've broken their vows. We'll investigate at once." By midday, Bishop Roland's carriage rolled up to St. Agnes, his presence casting a chill over the convent. The nuns stood in the courtyard, heads bowed, as Mother Clara greeted him, her composure a fragile shield. "Your Grace," she said evenly, "we welcome you to seek the truth, whatever it may be." Roland's gaze swept over them, cold and unyielding. "The truth is plain, Mother Clara. Judgment is all that's left." The village soon buzzed with anger, crowds gathering at the convent gates, their faith turning to fury. "They've betrayed God," a woman shouted, her voice shrill as others nodded, their trust shattered. Stones clattered against the gates, the sound a grim echo of the chaos brewing within and without. Mother Clara watched from a window, her heart heavy, knowing the storm was only beginning. Inside, Roland ordered the nuns isolated, his voice booming. "No one leaves until we uncover this sin." Mother Clara faced him, her hands clasped tightly. "Your Grace, something is amiss. My sisters are innocent." Roland smirked, his tone dripping with scorn. "Innocent? Then explain these pregnancies, Mother." She had no answer, her silence a wound, as Roland turned to Dr. Hale. "Examine them again. No exceptions." The nuns were herded into the refectory, their fear palpable under the scrutiny of Roland and his priests. Sister Jane, the eldest, wept softly. "Why must we suffer this? We've done nothing wrong." Sister Grace gripped her hand, whispering, "God knows the truth." But her voice trembled with doubt. One by one, they faced the cold touch of examination. Sister Lily fainting from the strain, her cries unheard. Sister Anne sobbed as a priest barked, "Confess, and you'll find mercy." But she could only shake her head. After hours, the tally rose. 10 nuns bore the same signs, a mystery deepening into a nightmare. Outside, the crowd's rage swelled, banners waving with words like "sinners" and "betrayers of faith." Torches flickered in the dusk, threats of fire mingling with cries for justice, the convent under siege. Inside, the nuns gathered in the chapel, their prayers drowned by the mob's chants, their sanctuary lost. Mother Clara knelt before the crucifix, her voice a whisper. "Lord, guide us. We are forsaken." Roland's verdict came swiftly. "Confess or face expulsion. Sign this paper and admit your guilt." Sister Edith broke down, tears streaming. "We've done nothing. Why won't you believe us?" Roland's gaze was ice. "Refuse, and you're cast out forever. The church will not harbor the weak." Some nuns, broken by fear, signed the confession, their hands shaking, their spirits crushed. Others, like Sister Grace, refused, her voice faint. "I'll not lie before God." That night, locked in their cells, the convent felt like a prison, hope slipping through the cracks. Sister Lily, fragile and young, whispered to Mother Clara, "What will become of us?" "I'm so afraid." Clara held her close, her voice breaking. "I don't know, child, but we'll face it together." In the shadows, Roland gloated, sipping wine with his counsel. "Soon, this place will be mine to purify." But Mother Clara had one last hope. She penned a letter to Father Michael, a scholar of the church. "Take this to him," she urged Sister Jane, the only one still free to leave. "He'll find the truth." Jane clutched the letter, her heart pounding. "What if I'm caught, Mother?" "Then we're lost," Clara said softly. "But I trust you. Go now, before it's too late." Jane slipped out under cover of night, dodging patrols, the letter her lifeline to salvation. The crowd outside roared, stones battering the gates, as the convent braced for its darkest hour. The next morning, Roland declared the nuns' fate. "Those who signed will stay. The rest are expelled." Sister Anne wept, clutching her habit. "Where will we go? This is our home." Roland's voice was stone. "You've shamed God. Leave, and never return." As the 10 unsigned nuns were let out, the mob surged, hurling insults and mud, their fury unleashed. Sister Grace shielded Sister Lily, a rock grazing her arm, blood staining her sleeve. Mother Clara stepped forward, arms outstretched. "Stop this! They're innocent!" But the crowd drowned her plea, a man yelling, "Liars! You've defiled the faith!" In the chaos, Father Michael arrived, breathless, Jane at his side, his face set with purpose. "Bishop Roland!" he shouted, pushing through the throng. "I demand to speak." Roland's soldiers blocked him, but Michael held up the letter. "I have evidence. Let me through." Too late. The gates slammed shut behind the exiled nuns, their figures fading into the mist. Mother Clara gathered them in a field, her voice steady. "We'll survive this. I won't abandon you. They huddled under trees as night fell, the cold biting, their prayers a fragile thread of hope. Inside, Roland smirked, thinking his victory secure, unaware of the storm brewing beyond his grasp. Father Michael, undeterred, pored over texts in a village church, Jane watching anxiously. He paused, his finger on a page. These symptoms, they're not pregnancy. It's something else. Jane leaned in, her voice trembling. What do you mean, Father? A chemical, Michael said grimly. Hormones, introduced artificially. This was sabotage. Jane's eyes widened. Someone poisoned them? Who would do this? Michael's jaw tightened. We need proof. I'll get a sample from one of them. That night, he met Mother Clara in secret, the nuns shivering around a small fire. I believe you were poisoned, he said, his voice low. I need your blood to prove it. Clara nodded, rolling up her sleeve. Take it. If this clears them, I'll face anything. Michael drew the sample, then vanished into the dark, determined to unmask the culprit. Days later, he returned with Dr. Eliza Wren, a chemist unbound by church ties, her findings in hand. The blood shows synthetic hormones, Eliza confirmed. They were dosed through food or water. Clara's voice hardened. Who did this? And why? Michael met her gaze. Roland. To seize control and remake the convent in his image. The nuns gasped, Sister Grace whispering, He framed us to destroy us? Yes, Michael said, but we have proof now. We'll confront him. They marched back to St. Agnes, the evidence their shield, the crowd parting as they approached. Roland stood at the gates, his confidence faltering as Mother Clara faced him, unwavering. We know the truth, she said, her voice clear. You poisoned us to claim this place. Roland laughed, but it was hollow. Nonsense! You've no proof. Michael held up the report. We do, tested by an independent source. Your scheme's exposed. The crowd murmured, priests shifting uneasily as Father Daniel stepped forward, emboldened. Let the council see it, Daniel urged. If you're innocent, Bishop, prove it. Roland's face paled, his control slipping as the evidence passed to a senior priest. Father Thomas read it, his voice shaking. This is real. The nuns were sabotaged. A roar rose from the crowd, their anger turning from the nuns to Roland, stones now aimed at him. You lied, a woman cried, her voice breaking. We trusted you. Roland fled, guards dragging him away as the mob surged, his reign collapsing in chaos. A week later, the church council met, stripping Roland of his title, exiling him to obscurity. Mother Clara stood before the restored convent, the nuns at her side, their honor reclaimed. We're innocent, she declared, tears in her eyes as the crowd knelt, seeking forgiveness. A villager approached, head bowed. We were wrong, Mother. Can you forgive us? Clara smiled gently. God forgives, and so must we. Let's heal together. The nuns rebuilt St. Agnes, its walls once more a haven, their faith stronger than ever. Sister Lily, frail but healing, whispered, We're home, as Clara squeezed her hand. Father Michael nodded, his voice soft. Truth prevailed. This is your victory. The convent became a symbol of resilience, its story spreading, a testament to mercy over malice. As dusk fell, the nuns prayed, their voices rising, a light piercing the shadows of their past. If you like this story, please give it a like. Subscribe to our channel. Your support keeps us sharing tales like this. We're so grateful. See you soon.